Today I'm here at Freedom Hall Civic Center in Johnson City, and I'm talking to ETSU Head Coach Desmond Oliver. Coach, first of all, thank you for having us out here today.
Yes, thanks for having me.
Season getting ready to not kick off, but tip off. Let's talk about the basketball team. You got a lot of new faces on this team this year.
A lot of new faces. I mean, it's a new team from last year. We're excited, new energy. We're young. I think we're talented. There's some guys who transferred in here, I think, who are hungry to prove themselves. And as you know, the theme has been about getting better on defense.
Right. Every player I have talked to today has talked about that was one thing that you've been stressing is the defensive side of the ball. You feel like that's a need for this team.
Well, I mean, if you watch any of our SoCon games last year, we scored enough points to win almost every game. It came down to getting a stop, late in games. And it was inside. It was middle ball screen defense. So we spent the entire summer working on our ball screen packages, trying to establish a low post threat offensively, and then working on guarding that guy in practice every day.
With all these new faces, what do you think you've brought together here as a team? Have you got a sense of what this team is going to be about?
You know what? I think this team is going to be a team that literally, game to game, you'll start to see us just get better. We'll start out this Friday and see what happens, and then I think you're just going to see different aspects grow with this team. You're going to see personalities develop. You're going to see our bench get longer and more guys get into the rotation, and you'll start to see a group of guys, in some cases, who have transferred in that haven't played in college yet, kind of establish themselves and become somebody on the basketball court.
And, the transfer portal gives and it takes away. It really gave to you this time. I mean, you've got some serious transfers that came in here from a lot of different schools.
Well, on paper, guys are very, very talented. No, I'm just joking. I mean, they've been good all summer. Yeah. They've been good all fall. But there's a learning curve still. Right. I mean, there's a learning curve. Again, experience matters. And I think outside of Jordan King, Tip, D'Anthony Tipler, and outside of Jaden Seymour, most of those guys haven't played yet. Right. And so that's the growth I'm talking about. I think starting out, there'll be some jitters. And then hopefully as they get used to their roles, you'll start to see some true development in our basketball team.
And when you look at that roster, it goes all the way from true freshmen all the way through like redshirt seniors, you've got a mix of different classifications in there.
Well, the one word that we've used in recruiting is balance. Yeah. I just think it's important to stay old school where our fan base can fall in love with a 4-year guy or a guy that's been here 3 years as opposed to bringing in one-and-dones. Guys that are grad transfers that are here for one season. Like Jordan King, if he comes back next year, would have been here for 3 years. George turning into a household name. And sometimes you want to have those guys who've been around for 3-4 years. The fan base loves, they're making threes. The grandkids know who they are. Like, that's the mindset behind recruiting.
As a coach, you're going through all these practices and getting ready for the season. What is the one thing that has really stood out to you about this team that you really can hang your hat on?
Well, so far it's been that they seem to really like each other. Even though sometimes they bicker in practice like brothers do. Yeah. I have 2 kids at home that love each other to death, but they fight sometimes and they argue, but it's a different kind of fight and argument. And I feel like that togetherness, that camaraderie is going to be the reason come March we come together and hopefully have one of the best teams in the SoCon.
And I know the answer to this before I even ask it, but there are goals out there for this team. What in your mind, what are the goals for this team? Well,
listen, historically, the brand that we have on our jerseys that's on my chest, ETSU, has been a champions. The brand is a championship brand. It's a program that historically is in those conversations. Realistically, we're rebuilding. Now, a rebuild for ETSU is not like most programs. Like I want to be good this year, have a chance to win. But to talk about winning a championship before you take your first step. Step 1 is to get better every day. Step 2 is to have a really good non-conference season, and then go into the conference play with some momentum and do well in conference, and just see when it's all said and done how many wins can we accumulate, and then where can we rank in our conference going into our postseason.
Coach, we appreciate you so much. Good luck this season. We hope those wins are plentiful this season. Coach Desmond Oliver with the ETSU Buccaneers.
Go Bucs.